Hello, everyone. So, yesterday evening, I finally finished The Secret Seven Collection 1. Now, I can't remember when I purchased it, I think this year, and I've been procrastinating with reading all of my books, even starting some of my books. I just procrastinate sometimes, well, all the time, really. So, it really does suck. But when you get into, you know, like uh, just a couple of pages in these books, you really get invested and you don't want to put the book down, but then you realize, oh, the time is going, you got to put the book down. So that's the problem only, with reading. It's just that I have to make time. But anyways, so The Secret Seven, um, it's by Enid Blyton, and there are, I think, 15 books of The Secret Seven, and some of you are possibly well aware of Enid Blyton. Some of you may have read her books growing up. I've read, I think, a few, possibly. I remember reading a few short stories, and I'm happy that they still have some of these books. Not all of her books, because she did write a lot of books. She wrote a lot of stories, and not all of the stories have really been republished with newer editions, newer covers, and the other types of stories you have to look for secondhand now. That's just a bit disappointing. So I like the cover of it. I like the style of it. I like the purple and white on the spine. So even the back is pretty colorful. I like it. So these are the other collections that you can have. And, I'm sure you can buy these separately. I haven't seen so much of the Secret Seven, but, some of other Enid Blyton books you can really buy separately, like the Famous Five and stuff like that. But, I think it's better to sometimes get it in a collection. It really depends on which version you're talking about, but regardless, I'm happy that I got this in a collection because, three stories is just fantastic. Now, I want to point out that obviously, with modern editions, there are going to be some form of cover ups, censorships, and in this case, I have noticed in a couple of sentences something doesn't flow right, and I'm wondering what the hell is wrong. Was this possibly, I would say an edit from the old days, because Enid Blyton books were obviously edited multiple times, after her death, so many times, by the way. And obviously now with newer editions, they make edits to the edited versions instead of the original versions. So that's a problem. And I'm not sure who really edited certain lines, but you can tell the flow isn't going well. And but anyways, regardless of that, these are still good stories, and I recommend it. I'm happy that, at least some of her books are still being republished. Unfortunately, some of them are being censored. Not something I'm fond of. There are images in the story. However, the images are monochrome, and obviously, if you guys ever had worksheets from schools, you would know that you would know how annoying monochrome images are. But at least with this one, it's pretty clear. It's not like the worksheet standard. You know, you can really tell what's going on. You like it, but there aren't any hardcover versions of this book from my search, but obviously older versions, older editions, there are hardcovers. In fact, a lot of new editions of Enid Blyton books, I can't find hardcovers, which is so disappointing, because obviously our old books were in hardcover format, so it does suck when you can't find hardcovers. Now, it's not that I would get hardcovers, because obviously paperbacks are just much more cheaper, and mass paperbacks are even cheaper. But honestly, I really like the option of having it, and I'm sure some people may also like that option. Now, there aren't many major collections available for some of the stories. Like, I'm not sure if they have these in a full pack. Like you buy all five of these in a full pack or in a box set. I do know some stories are in a box set, like the bumper stories, all of those short stories, eight short story books in one massive set, or at least three of those books in a set. Also, the adventure stories. I know the Famous Five have a couple of sets. Even there's another mystery story as well with 15 books. I've been intrigued to get it, but of course it's gonna cost a lot to buy all of them all together. But, anyways, really lovely book, full of stories, three stories, but the stories are really worth checking out. It's interesting, and I really, really just love everything about this. You know, I am interested in other Enid Blyton stories, also the ones that don't get massive new editions. I would like to check those out. But I don't know what's to happen for the future, so I can't just say I'm going to get another book. I just don't really know what's to come. But I'm happy about it. So I enjoyed it. I really did. And especially reading during the evenings, it's just so much fun. Anyways, bye.